I mean, first of all, Obama's not as talented of a liar as he used to be. But quite frankly, my ancestors fought way too hard for me to have the ability to learn how to read, just for Obama to expect me to be so uneducated to think that I would vote for Kamala Harris simply because she claims to be a black woman. And I mean, if people want to stop having Kamala Harris be called a DEI hire, maybe he should stop trying to remind us of her demographic every 5 minutes. Black men not supporting Kamala has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has everything to do with her lack of accomplishments over the last 1,359 days.
Well,
welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, we got to talk about more of this Obama, this Barack Hussein Obama, who's been all over social media right now. And he's really upset a lot of people, a lot of black people, because of what he said when he was talking down to the black male voters in Pennsylvania, you know, where he had all the black voters signage and he was talking to a group of black men saying, you know what, it's really unacceptable if you vote for Donald J. Trump. I mean, she relates to you. She went to school with you, someone who understands how hard it can be, how you have to work harder, you know, the pandering that Democrats do. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel on my way to 100,000 subscribers who really use your help right now. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell and watch the video to the end. Now, this is a Fox clip, and it's got a fellow YouTuber, Anton Daniels, and another gentleman on here. They're talking with Laura Ingraham, so let's check it out.
Joining me now is Xavier Durasso, a former BLM activist, and Anton Daniels, a YouTuber, content creator. Xavier, let's start with you. You say you were personally, after watching them, offended by Obama's comments?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, Obama's not as talented of a liar as he used to be. But quite frankly, my ancestors fought way too hard for me to have the ability to learn how to read, just for Obama to expect me to be so uneducated to think that I would vote for Kamala Harris simply because she claims to be a black woman. And I mean, if people want to stop having Kamala Harris be called a DEI hire, maybe he should stop trying to remind us of her demographic every 5 minutes. Black men not supporting Kamala has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has everything to do with her lack of accomplishments over the last 1,359 days.
Well, Anton, I'm watching this and I'm thinking,
whoa, didn't he come out with the exact days? Your lack of accomplishments for the last 1,359 days, because you know she's the border czar. You all know she's a tie-breaking vote in that Inflation Reduction Act and any and all other bills that are disastrous for the country. And Obama, this man is right. This is Xavier Durasso, a former BLM activist. So I'm glad he woke up and came to the light, because the Democrats is how they roll. They remind you about the demographics, the racial demographics, because they are hoping to play on our emotions. Remember, she's black. She's a so-called black woman. She's black. She's black. She went to a HBCU. She's black. How could you not vote for her? We voted for you. I did not personally vote for Obama, neither time, so I'm thankful for that. But black people did vote for him and did not get anything in return. So we have learned that voting black doesn't always mean they have our backs.
to myself, the shtick is kind of worn thin with Obama, you know. How you doing, Pittsburgh? You know, that whole, it just seems very 2002 or 3. I mean, 2008, I should say. Right? It doesn't quite have the same appeal, as megastar-ish as he is.
You know, it's a Hail Mary pass, considering that we did vote him in based off of identity politics. And I'm not saying that all is bad, because he did do some things that I didn't necessarily disagree with that Trump absolutely did better than him. But at the same time, I felt that it was incredibly disrespectful, because he's making the assumption that we're not educated enough to lead our families, to look at the policies, to understand exactly what's going on with immigration. And we're supposed to overlook everything that they did over the last 3.5 years that was not in our favor. And when I say our, I'm talking about the American people, let alone men, let alone black men. And we're supposed to vote for her because of some misogynistic reason that's made up. And instead, we've learned how to educate ourselves. And now they've sent their Messiah back to rein us in and bring us back into the Democratic plantation. And most men that I've spoken with have said that it's absolutely disrespectful, and we're done with Obama.
Well, Xavier, again, when he says, "You're lucky Michelle's not here," he does. What is that supposed to mean? I mean, I guess it's supposed to be funny because she'll scold them in a more convincing or scarier fashion. It's kind of treating young black men as children, almost like you're children, and mommy's coming back and mommy's going to chastise you and you're going to get punished. But you're supposed to vote against your own economic interests to make Michelle and Barack happy and their 4 mansions?
It's absolutely degrading. And black men are sick of being reduced to being expected to think with our skin color. We have seen how terrible the Obama, Biden, Harris trilogy has been for our country. It has completely demoralized our country. And quite frankly, Obama has no credibility because this is the same man who heavily endorsed Joe Biden. And we all can feel in our pockets and we can see it for sure at our border just how terrible the Biden-Harris administration has been for our country. And Obama admitted himself back in an interview with Steve Colbert that if he could, he would run our country from an earpiece down in the basement. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly what he's doing.
Now, Xavier, Anton, the media are really pushing Obama to be the, rescue agent for Kamala's campaign. Watch this.
Barack Obama, with joy and with humor, is able to sort of get through to an audience that it's not okay to lie. Mm-hmm. It's not okay to sell the presidency. It's not okay to be a narcissist and to have the reins of the presidency.
Anton, so Kamala's joy campaign isn't really working. So Obama's going to come in. And again, you're supposed to make less money in real terms, right, and be happy with it to make Obama and like MSNBC happy. I don't understand this argument.
They took the same blueprint that got Obama elected, and he was a first for us, right? So our grandparents and our parents and things like that wanted to see this happen, but they were largely voting out of ignorance and voluntary ignorance because they only wanted that identity politics in order to push him through into the presidency. But admittedly, where he was charismatic, she isn't. And so we can see through her. She's a chameleon. When they unleashed her and they allowed for her to be able to take reporters' questions and things like that, it showed that she was completely incompetent. And frankly, not only do we feel disrespected, but I'm uncomfortable with Obama standing in front of us trying to scold us and then divert our attention away from the things that's really meaningful, especially for our families. I'm not comfortable with him. I don't want to hear any more messages of hope. I don't want to hear any more messages of joy. I can feel it with my pocketbooks. My friends can feel it with their pocketbooks. And we're ready for him to get out of our way.
I mean, Xavier, I saw something on YouTube. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Instagram. But it was a young man, African-American, and he was talking about the price of food. And I think he was at some fast food place. I can't remember what. I think might have been McDonald's. But just the nuts and bolts, when you go through just what a Happy Meal costs, the differential in simple things that families like to treat themselves to, that's shocking. Like in Obama, that doesn't affect him. It doesn't affect Hillary. It doesn't affect Trump. But Trump somehow has that ability to say, that's not acceptable in America. But they think Obama's charm is going to override daily life for people. The charm offensive from him, it's not 2008 anymore longer.
She's right. It's not 2008 anymore. I mean, are we supposed to just pretend that things don't cost more? Are we supposed to pretend that our neighborhoods are not being overran with illegal people that are taking the resources away from citizens, legalized and natural born citizens? Are we supposed to just overlook the fact that crime is rampant? We're just supposed to overlook the interest rates, the gas, all this stuff. Oh, I'm just going to vote for identity politics and still be with the same issue with holes in your pockets, holes in your wallet. Are they serious on the Democrat side? Y'all are full of mess. Okay, you're full of mess. And then I like what Anton Daniels said. They want us to get back on that Democrat plantation, sit their Messiah. Nobody listen. I don't want to hear no more from Obama. Okay, I don't like him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to hear. I don't even want to hear anything from Kathleen Kamala because you saw what she did on The View. She's got the same policies. Sunny Hostin, who I do not like, but I like the question, said, "Is there any difference between you and Biden's policy wise? And is there anything you would have done differently?" Is what she said. And you saw what the helper said. She said the truth for once. She said that no, nothing comes to mind. I was part of every decision, all decisions that had impact. So she's done a horrible job of separating herself from Jim Crow Joe. And you saw the whole thing on Stephen Colbert with her trying to open up a beer can and sipping beer and trying to relate. I think the one thing that Kamala Harris does not need more of, and that's alcohol. She don't need no more anything with alcohol in it. You know what I'm trying to say.
I can't emphasize enough that being a young Black voter, it feels like the Democrats are constantly trying to gaslight me about my own reality. I know how expensive food is. I know how expensive gas is. And I know how many illegal immigrants are running around in Los Angeles. We are sick and tired of being expected to feel good with Barack Obama, or now they're trying to put the ovarian version of Barack Obama up there and tell us that she is talented. She is absolutely not talented. And on behalf of Black men, it's not that we're opposed to having a female president, because Miss Ingram, I would love to vote for you if you ever decide to run.
Only if you guys are in my cabinet. That's the only way I'm going to do it.
Can you believe these idiots out here? You know what? Democrats, you know what? I'm just going here to tell you. I'm telling you right now. For those of you under the sound of my voice, praise God. Whoa, I believe Donald Trump gonna make it into that White House. Yes, I'm gonna be smiling, cheek to cheek, ear to ear, smiling ear to ear. That's right. My family gonna be like, why are you smiling? What y'all think? I believe Donald Trump's going to make it in. We're going to have a great 4 years. We've been praying for him. Prayer warriors continue to pray. We got to do this and continue to pray for his safety, you guys. I did a video about this Ben Miller guy who supposedly was trying to be like, they described him as the third assassination attempt. Assassin, against Donald Trump, because he had all these loaded weapons in his vehicle, and the weapons, we were told, were unregistered. But he has since come out with a statement on X saying that all the weapons were registered, the vehicle's registered, everything's fine. I told the authorities, and then they arrest me, they impound my vehicle, they rummage my vehicle and all this stuff, but they released him on $5,000 bail. So anyway, go see that live video, guys. It's crazy out here. It's hard to know where the truth lies. But in any event, the Democrats are not going to get what they want this election cycle, okay? I just pray for a peaceful transfer of power, because all the things that they tried to frame Trump with what happened at the Capitol and all of that, the numerous things that were put in place to make him look bad, to make it look like he did something, when all he said was march peacefully and patriotically, but that was cut out of the newscast. So we got to look deeper than the news, because they're not going to tell the truth. We got to look deeper, and we're not supposed to just overlook our own reality. I think Xavier DeRusso and Anton Daniels were exactly correct in whatever they stated. Xavier said now they want to give us the ovarian version of Obama. Well, we can't fall for this identity stuff. And then, they don't ever get a full Black person at that. But in any event, it doesn't matter a person's skin color, but that's what they're pushing. They're pushing fear-mongering. They're pushing skin color. They are pushing, just fear-mongering, skin color, identity politics, and abortion. That's what they're pushing. Okay, abortion is not on my plate as a thing. I don't care about that. I care about the economy, illegal immigration, how that's negatively impacting the country. I care about all these wars. I care about what I pay for food and gas and interest rates. You know what? Maybe the Democrats should just adopt Republican policies for real, but they're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. Their whole agenda is anti-American, in my opinion. It is anti-God and anti-American, anti-Black, anti-children, anti-female. They can't even describe what a female is. I mean, this party has gone way wonkers to the left. Okay, I'm not going with them. I won't be voting Democrat for the rest of my life, and I might not vote for some Republicans because I want to make sure it is a MAGA Republic. You guys understand me? So, guys, I want you to remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also catch me on Rumble, Chat with Me, Linda B, but type it in as one word. Also, I can be found on X, TikTok, and Instagram as Chat with Me, Linda B. And I love to receive your emails, chatwithmelindab@gmail.com. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.